The mission offer Jason Cole was an ordinary man with an ordinary life. He lived alone in a small apartment above a noisy burger shop. Every day was the same: eat, sleep, work, repeat. He had once been a pilot in the military, but that felt like 100 years ago. Now he just fixed drones and drank cheap coffee. One evening, after a long, boring shift, Jason opened his laptop. His inbox was full of junk, as usual. But one email caught his eye. Subject: Urgent Intergalactic Mission Proposal. Earth mail required. He laughed. Yeah, right, he muttered. Spam. Definitely spam. He clicked it anyway. The message was short. Greetings. You have been selected for a special mission to assist with the survival of a foreign species. Compensation includes long life, luxury, and companionship. 2 genetically compatible twin sisters await your arrival. Reply, Y-Ease to accept. Jason blinked. Is this a joke? He said out loud. He looked around as if someone was filming him for a prank show. Still, something felt ... strange. The email had no sender, no IP address, no way to trace it. His screen flickered for a second. He typed, LOL, sure, yes, and hit send. That was this. Last thing he remembered. Jason woke up in total darkness. No bed, no walls, just a floating feeling, like he was underwater. But he wasn't wet. A bright blue light flashed above him, and then a soft voice spoke. Human Jason Cole, welcome. He sat up fast. What the hell? The room lit up. It wasn't a room at all. It was a high-tech chamber, like something out of a sci-fi movie. Metallic walls, floating panels, symbols glowing in the air. 2 women entered. They looked almost human. Tall, elegant, pale skin that shimmered slightly under the lights, eyes that glowed faint blue. They were identical, like mirror reflections. Hello, Jason, said one. Her voice was smooth, but not robotic. I'm dreaming, Jason said, standing up too fast. He almost fell over. You are not dreaming, said the second sister. You accepted the mission. We brought you here. He laughed nervously. This is some next-level VR prank, right? No prank. No simulation, the first one said. You are on the ship Solari Prime, above Earth's orbit. Jason ran to the nearest panel. A window opened, showing the planet below. Earth. Small. Blue. Far away. His jaw dropped. What ... What do you want from me? He asked quietly. The twins stepped closer. Our species cannot reproduce without assistance. You were selected for your genetic compatibility, one explained. We are the last of our kind, the other said. We need your help and your cooperation. Jason blinked. You want me to? Yes, both said together. He backed up. Whoa. Look, I'm flattered. Really, but this is too much. You said yes, the first sister reminded him. I thought it was spam. They looked at each other. We do not understand. Spam. Jason rubbed his face. Okay, breathe. Think, maybe I hit my head. Maybe this is all some alien dream. Would you like proof? One asked. She held out her hand. A small cube floated from her palm. It projected images: Earth cities in flames, oceans rising, chaos, and silence, black screens. What is this? Jason whispered. Your future, she said, unless we change it. Together. The lights dimmed. A low hum filled the air. The ship shook slightly. What's happening now? He asked. We are entering deep space mode, said the second sister. There is no return. Jason's mind raced. You kidnapped me. We invited you, she replied. You came willingly. This is insane. The lights flickered. A new voice echoed through the room. Subject 9 activated. Twin bond. Process beginning. Jason looked around. Subject 9? What happened to subject 1 through 8? The twins didn't answer. They only smiled. But it wasn't a friendly smile. And just like that, Jason Cole realized this was no joke. That it was the beginning of something much bigger, and possibly the end of everything he knew. Asterisk meet the twins. Jason Cole sat silently, still, dizzy, still trying to accept the impossible. He was in space. He had been taken. And now, he wasn't alone. The 2 alien twin sisters stood before him like statues, silent, perfect, and very, very strange. One stepped forward. She placed her palm against his chest. It felt warm, not cold like he expected. Your heart rate is high, she said. That's because you're touching me. Jason replied, stepping back. She tilted her head. Do you fear us? Jason gave a nervous laugh. No, I always scream when I'm relaxed. The second twin walked in a circle around him, like a scientist studying a new creature. Jason Cole, she said slowly. Male, human, level 3 emotional resistance. Above average instincts. Slight sarcasm defect. Sarcasm's a feature, not a bug, he muttered. They didn't smile. Jason looked from one to the other. Okay, what are your names? Or do I just call you left twin and right twin? We have no names. We are designated. Unit X7 and X8. That single quotes S. Creepy at all. They stood silently. Their eyes glowed a little brighter. Jason rubbed his temples. So what now? You lock me in a room until I fall in love with you? No, said X7 calmly. You were brought for testing. The bonding stage begins only if you pass. Jason's eyebrow twitched. Testing? Without answering, they turned and walked toward the exit. The door slid open with a hiss. Follow, said X-8. He hesitated. And if I don't? Both twins turned at the same time. You won't be able to leave, X7 said. Ever. Jason followed. They walked down a long curved hallway. The walls were silver and pulsing with faint light, like the ship was alive. Strange symbols floated in the air. Some moved. Some blinked when Jason passed them. No other crew. No windows. Just silence. Is anyone else here? Jason asked. The twins didn't answer. That's when he saw the door. It was large, dark, and covered in something that looked biological. What's behind that? He asked. Testing chamber, one said. Let me guess, he sighed. I go in alone. You go in ... if you are ready. Jason frowned. Ready for what? The door slid open. Inside was a room with soft lights and smooth floors. In the center, a chair. Not a comfy one. This looked like something out of a sci-fi dentist's nightmare. Nope, not sitting in that. Jason said quickly, but the door closed behind him. That trapped. The lights shifted. A voice deeper than before spoke. Subject 9. Begin compatibility scan. Jason was forced into the chair. Not by hands, by gravity or pressure. He couldn't move. Needles came down from the ceiling, but stopped an inch from his skin. A hologram appeared. His face, his body, his brain waves. On the side, another file loaded. Not him. Another human. Bed. The words below it read. Subject 8, incompatible. Expired. Jason's breath caught in his throat. What the hell is this? One of the twins walked forward. You are the 9th attempt. The others failed. Some ... violently. Jason looked at the image again. The man was young, strong, dead. But why? He asked. You humans are unstable, she said flatly. Most cannot survive the bond. The what? The chair released. Him, the other twin, entered. We believe you are different. Gee, thanks, Jason said. Now I just have to pray I don't explode from space love? Neither laughed. The second twin leaned closer. You may be our only hope. He stared at her. Hope for what? She touched his head, and suddenly a flood of memories. But they weren't his images of another world. A dying sun. Cries of millions. Buildings collapsing. A planet in its final breath. He fell to his knees. What? What was that? Our home, X7 said softly. It is gone. And now we are alone, X8 added. But we are not safe. They are still hunting us. Who? Jason asked, his voice shaking. The room went dark. Only their glowing eyes remained visible. The ones who made us? Jason's mind screamed. I need to get off this ship. But something inside him already knew it was too late. Asterisk the tests Jason Cole hadn't slept. Not because he wasn't tired. Because every time he closed his eyes, he saw a world dying. A world he had never known. Now, he stood inside another strange room. Bright white. Too clean. No corners, no doors, just smooth, endless walls. It looked like an Apple store had a baby with a padded cell. And he wasn't alone. The twins were. Gone. In their place stood something else. A man. No, not a man. A copy of Jason. Same face. Same hair. Same scars. But his eyes were empty. Hollow, like glass. Welcome to stage 1, it said in Jason's voice. Survive. Jason blinked. Survive what? The clone smiled. Me. Suddenly, the lights dropped to red, and the clone charged. Jason dodged, barely missing a punch that cracked the wall behind him. He scrambled away, panting. What the hell is this? He shouted. A voice boomed through the room, not the clone. This is compatibility testing. We need to know if your instincts are strong, if your will is unbreakable. Jason threw a chair. Where did that come from? At the clone's head. It passed through him like smoke. The clone split into two. Oh, come on. Jason yelled, backing away. The lights blinked, and suddenly everything froze. A twin appeared in front of him. 10-7. She waved her hand. The clones vanished like dust. You are reacting well, she said. Jason dropped to his knees. You call that well? You just tried to kill me with my evil twin. Correction, she said. Twins, plural. Jason groaned. Can I at least get a snack first next time? Asterisk stage 2 was worse. They put Jason in a chamber with nothing in it. No sounds, no light, no time. Just a white room and a ticking noise in his head that never stopped. Then a voice. What do you fear most? Jason didn't answer. A door appeared. Slowly opened. Asterisk and out stepped his old military commander. But his face was burned, his body half machine. He screamed Jason's name like it was a curse. Asterisk Jason backed away. This isn't real. You're not real. The figure lunged. Jason didn't move. Didn't run. He closed his eyes, and the illusion disappeared. A soft voice whispered in his mind. You resist fear. That is good. Most don't make it past stage 2. Jason looked around. Wait, how many people have you brought here? Silence, and a new voice. Weak, human, too many. Jason turned. In the corner of the room was a man. Thin, pale, real, not a clone, not a test. He was shaking. They brought me here last year, the man whispered. Said I was special. Sighed I was chosen, but I failed. I didn't die, but I failed. Jason knelt. Who are you? My name was Alex. Doesn't matter now. They don't call me that anymore. Jason frowned. Then what do they call you? Alex looked up, eyes full of pain. Control group. Suddenly, alarms blared. Red lights. The walls shook. The twins entered fast, cold, focused. X8 looked at Jason. You are not supposed to speak with him. Why? Jason demanded. He's human, like me. No, X7 said sharply. He's broken. They touched Alex's head. He vanished in a flash of blue light. Jason shouted, What did you do? 10-7 replied, He's in stasis, for now. You can't just erase people. We can, X8 said, and we have. Jason was breathing hard now, anger rising. What is all this for? What kind of tests are these? I thought this was about saving your species. 10-7 stepped closer. It is, but we do not need just a donor, Jason. We need a weapon. Jason froze. What? You don't understand the danger coming, she whispered. This isn't about romance. It's about war. And you think I'm the answer? He said, voice shaking. X-8 touched his chest. We hope you are. Jason looked into her glowing eyes, and for the first time, he wasn't sure if he was. Helping save a species, or helping them destroy another. Asterisk escape or not. Jason Cole stared at the wall in his sleeping chamber, watching the blue lights pulse like a heartbeat. He hadn't seen the twins in 2 days. No tests, no instructions. Just silence. And he hated it. Jason had already searched every corner of his room. No windows. No vents. Just one door that never opened unless they wanted it to. Until now, click. Hiss. The door opened on its own. Jason stood. Okay, this is probably a trap, he whispered. He walked out anyway. The hallway was dark. Not just dim pitch black, except for glowing lines on the floor. They pulsed gently, guiding him forward like breadcrumbs from a ghost. Jason moved. Slowly, heart pounding. No guards, no cameras. Just endless silence. After 5 minutes of walking, he saw it. A door he had never seen before. Not sleek and silver like the rest of the ship. This one was rusted. Old, wrong. Symbols were carved into the metal. Not glowing ones. These looked hand-scratched. Desperate, he placed a hand on the door. It was cold. It opened with a painful screech. Inside was chaos. This wasn't a lab. It was a graveyard. Broken machines. Shattered pods. Old screens flashing static. Everything was covered in dust and dried. Something brown. Flaky. Jason stepped over a shattered helmet. It looked human. Then he saw the wall. Dozens of photos. All of people. Humans. Men. Women. Even kids. All with numbers below their faces. Some photos were crossed out in thick red paint. Some had notes. Too weak. Unstable. No bond. Jason's photo was there too. Number 09. No red mark. Yet, he stumbled back, hand shaking. Then he heard breathing. He turned fast. Someone was watching him from the shadows. Figure stepped out half covered in a cloak. Not a twin. Not human. Something. In between. You shouldn't be here, it whispered. Jason backed away. Who are you? I was like you. Once, the creature said, voice broken. Brought here. Tested. Modified. Left behind. Jason swallowed. What is this place? The failed ones are buried here. The ones who didn't bond. Or bonded too well. What does that even mean? The figure pulled back its hood. Half its face was human. The other half was not. Mechanical wires. Alien tissue. One eye glowing like a star. I passed every test, it said softly. Then they changed me. Jason's stomach turned. They said I was the key. I was their future. Then they built the next one. Me. Jason whispered. The creature nodded. You must leave, Jason, before you become like me. A loud alarm blared through the room. Unauthorized activity in subchamber X security incoming. Jason turned to run, but the creature grabbed his arm. Take this, it said, pressing a tiny black chip into his palm. It's the truth. Jason blinked. What's on it? But before he got an answer, red lights filled the room. Doors opened, and the twins walked in, but they looked different. Cold, unsmiling, eyes glowing brighter than ever. Jason, said X8, you are not allowed down here. 10 to 7 raised a hand. Return now? This sector is toxic. Jason held the chip tight in his fist. Toxic? You mean full of truth? They stepped forward. We are losing patience. Jason pointed at the creature. You made him. You used him. What are you really trying to do? They didn't respond. The creature tried to speak, but X7 waved a hand and he collapsed to the ground, screaming in silence. Jason ran to him, but X8 pulled him back with invisible force. You need rest, she said, her voice suddenly calm again. Robotic. You need peace. I need answers. Jason shouted. Then earn them, X7 whispered. If you survive stage 5. They dragged him back. No explanation. No warning. No apology. Just silence. That night, Jason stared at the chip in his hand. He didn't trust the twins. He didn't trust the tests. But now, he wasn't sure he could even trust himself. Asterisk, the other side, Jason Cole, waited until the lights dimmed and the hum of the ship softened, like it was falling asleep. He didn't. He sat on the cold metal floor, staring at the tiny black chip the creature had given him. It had no buttons, no screen, no way to know what it would do. Still, he placed it near the scanner on the wall. Nothing happened. Then, click, whir, voice, archive access, level 0 clearance breached, the lights in the ISAT room shut off. A hidden panel slid open. A projection burst into the air. A hologram played, not alien. Earth. Video log, 2137. Location, Luna Command Base, Earth's moon. A human general appeared on screen, eyes tired, voice grave. To anyone watching this, I'm sorry. We failed. We tried to negotiate. We tried peace. The Xylari twins were our last chance. But we made a deal with a storm. A beautiful storm. Behind him, explosions shook the room. Screams. They came as survivors. We thought they needed help. In truth, they were scouts. Testing our kind, learning our minds. Jason's chest tightened. They didn't want to save our species. They wanted to copy it, control it, replace it. The general looked directly into the camera. If you're with them now, run, hide, or destroy them from within. The feed cut out. Jason fell back against the wall, mind spinning. They lied to me, he whispered. The whole thing. A trap. Suddenly, a small screen near the panel flashed. Do you wish to escape? Why? Jason didn't even think. He tapped yes. The wall opened, revealing a tunnel. Narrow, dusty, like it hadn't been used in years. Crawled in. After what felt like hours, the tunnel opened into a wide underground chamber. This wasn't part of the clean, perfect spaceship. This was raw, mechanical, alive with buzzing power. And people, not humans, not aliens. Something in dash between hybrids. Tall figures with human eyes and alien skin, strange tattoos that glowed. They stood in silence, watching Jason like he'd just fallen from the sky. One stepped forward. She wore a cloak, her face hidden until she removed the hood. Jason gasped. She looked just like the twins, but older, battle-scarred, and full of pain. You're one of them, Jason said. I was, she replied, before I remembered who I really was. Her name was Vera, the first hybrid, the original experiment. She led Jason through the rebel base, hidden deep within the belly of the ship. A forgotten world built by failed projects and survivors. People discarded like trash by the same ones who claimed to be saving the species. "We are not failures," Vera said. "We are the truth they fear." Jason showed her the chip. The warning from Earth. The dead general. Vera nodded slowly. "We tried to warn your kind," she said. "But the twins got there first." Jason's hands shook. "So Earth is not destroyed, not yet, but marked, controlled." "Controlled by who?" Vera pointed upward. "The queens." Jason blinked. "You mean the twins?" "No," she said. "The twins are just faces, beautiful lies. The real ones, they never show themselves, but they are watching." Jason took a deep breath. "Why me? Why choose me?" "You're not just compatible," Vera said. "You're unpredictable, and unpredictable is the one thing they can't control." Suddenly, boom, an explosion rocked the base. Lights flickered. Screams echoed. Vera turned to Jason. "They found us." "How?" "You activated the chip. You told them exactly where to look." Jason's stomach dropped. "I what?" "I didn't mean to." "Intentions don't matter anymore," she said, handing him a weapon. "What matters is what you do next." The ground shook again. The wall behind them exploded. Smoke filled the chamber, and through it, the twins walked in, eyes glowing, faces blank, voices in perfect sync. "Jason Cole, return to us. You belong with us now." Jason raised the weapon, hands shaking. "I don't know who I belong to anymore." They stepped forward. "You are ours?" "No." Another voice growled behind him. "Vera, you made us." She raised her hand. "We will end you." Asterisk betrayals and choices. The rebel base was burning. Sparks fell like rain. Walls cracked. The ceiling groaned with the weight of war above it. Jason Cole stood frozen between two worlds behind him. Vera, the scarred hybrid warrior, holding a plasma blade and 1,000 truths. Asterisk, in front of him, the twins, glowing, silent, deadly. "Jason," said X7, her voice too calm for the chaos. "Drop the weapon. Come with us." "No," Vera snarled. "You come any closer, and I end this." Jason raised a hand. "Stop. Just everyone stop talking in riddles." His voice echoed through the smoke. "I've been lied to since the minute I woke up. Someone give me the real story. Now." Vera stepped forward, face hard. "You want truth, Jason? Fine." She reached into her cloak and pulled out a file, old, physical. Covered in ash. She tossed it at his feet. Jason opened it slowly. It had one photo inside. A baby. A human baby. Wrapped in a blanket. Labeled Subject 0. Jason Cole. Earth Hybrid Initiative. Jason's knees gave out. "No. No. That can't be. You weren't brought here," Vera said softly. "You were born here." The world tilted. Jason couldn't breathe. "No. I grew up on Earth. I had a family. A normal life. Memories," X8 whispered behind him. "Inserted during sleep phase training. We needed you to believe you were one of them." "One of who?" Jason shouted. "Humans," said X7, stepping into the firelight. "You are not human. Not fully." Jason stared at the photo again. It felt like holding a grenade with no pin. "They used you," Vera said. "Raised you as a weapon, a sleeper. A perfect blend of both species. One they could control." "But I'm not controlled," Jason whispered. X7 smiled. "Not yet." A loud crash. The wall exploded. More rebels ran in, firing. Blaster shots lit the room like lightning. Jason ducked behind a pillar, still holding the file. Everything was noise. Chaos. Pain. Then, scream. He looked up. Vira was on the floor, wounded, bleeding. From her side. One of the twins stood over her. Not X-7. X-8. But she wasn't attacking. She looked sad. I warned you to run, sister, X-8 said. Jason's eyes widened. Sister? Vera coughed. I was the first. She was the best. I tried to protect her, but they got to her first. 10-8 turned to Jason. I loved her once, she said. Before the programming buried it. Her hands trembled. Then she turned. Her weapon on X-7. You never told him, X-8 said coldly. You kept the final truth hidden. X-7 didn't flinch. He wasn't ready. Jason stepped between them. Tell me everything. 10-8 spoke first. You are more than a hybrid. You are a key. A signal. Jason blinked. A signal? 10-7 nodded. Double quotes. When your DNA bonds with the chosen twin, it sends a message. Across the stars. A signal to wake the queens. Jason's voice cracked. You mean I'm a what? A galactic doorbell? You are the last piece of a locked gate, X-7 said. When you bond, they come. And they don't come in peace? Jason backed away, heart racing. So every test, every moment, it was all just a setup? 10-8 lowered her weapon. Yes, but I broke protocol. I felt something. That wasn't supposed to happen. Vera whispered. She loves you, Jason. Jason looked at her. Then at X-8 and saw it, a flicker of real emotion behind her glowing eyes. Then came the hardest. X-7 raised her hand. Choose, she said. Come with me. Complete the bond, fulfill your purpose, or stay here in the ashes and die with them. Jason looked at X-8. She didn't speak, but her eyes said everything. Please, don't let me be one of them anymore. Jason clenched his fists. He looked at Vera, bleeding, broken, but honest. Then at X-8, the twin who dared to feel, the one who had started to break her chains. And finally, at X-7, the perfect soldier, the face of a lie. He had a choice. Join the empire that created him, ... or fight to destroy the legacy in his own blood. He picked up the weapon, pointed it at X-7, and said, I choose me. *HFY Humanity Strikes Back. The chamber shook as the ship entered war mode. Lights turned red. Doors locked. Sirens howled like dying wolves. And in the middle of it all, Jason Cole stood with a stolen weapon, one broken heart, and a decision bigger than any planet. Across from him stood X-7, flawless and furious. Behind him, X-8, the twin who dared to feel. Beside him, Vera, barely holding on, whispering one final truth. The signal's almost sent. You have minutes, Jason. Maybe less. Jason wiped blood from his forehead. Then I better make them count. The control room of the Solari Prime lit up like a battlefield. Machines buzzed. Holoscreens flickered. In the center, an ancient, alien device, massive, glowing, alive. The signal core. Once activated, it would send a transmission across the universe. Not a message, a beacon, calling the queens, the real leaders, the ones no one had ever seen, the ones who would come to finish what the twins started. And Jason? He was the key. X-7 stood between him and the core. You think you can stop this? She said coldly. Your DNA was crafted for one purpose. You were never meant to resist. Jason stepped forward, defiant. You built me to obey, but you gave me something else by mistake. He tapped his chest. Free will. The one bug you couldn't delete. X-7's face twitched. The first crack in her perfect armor. X-8 whispered behind him. The bond is still open. She'll try to link with you. If she succeeds, I know, Jason said. She becomes the signal. I become the trigger. Vera coughed. Then don't pull it. The final battle began without warning. X7 launched forward faster than human eyes could follow. Jason blocked, barely. Sparks flew. His stolen weapon clashed against her energy. Blade. Each strike echoed like thunder. She fought with precision. He fought with rage. You were supposed to save us. X7 shouted. Jason grinned, bloody. I am. While they fought, X8 rushed to the core, typing commands with shaking hands. It's locked, she shouted. Only Jason can stop it now. Jason spun, dodged a strike, then shouted, Can you reverse it? 10-8 hesitated. Maybe, but if I reroute the energy into your bond, it'll destroy the link. Good, Jason growled. And possibly you too. Jason paused mid-swing, then looked at X7. Worth it. With one brutal move, Jason tackled X7. Pinned. Her against the core, she screamed, not in pain, but in shock. The bond activated. The room turned white. Flash. Jason was no longer in the ship. He was in her mind. Endless white space. Floating memories. Artificial thoughts. He saw it all, every manipulation, every test, every lie. Every name crossed out on the wall. All the humans who came before him, dead, failed, forgotten. And then he saw her, the queen, a being made of darkness. And stars, huge, timeless, beautiful, terrifying. She spoke into his mind like thunder in a graveyard. You are mine. Complete the signal. Jason stood his ground. No, she laughed. Galaxies cracked. You can't fight your own design. Jason grinned. I'm not fighting it. I'm rewriting it. He reached inside the bond and broke it in the real world. Alarms exploded. X-7 screamed as her body lit up, white-hot energy bursting from her chest. Jason stumbled back, eyes glowing. Smoke pouring from his arms. The bond shattered. The signal. Short-circuited. The core. Imploded. Silence. Everything stopped. X7 collapsed. Sparks flickered from her body. Empty eyes staring into nothing. Jason fell to his knees. Alive. Barely. X8 ran to him, catching him before he hit the floor. You did it, she whispered. He looked at her, eyes full of pain. No, we did. Minutes passed. Then hours. The ship stopped its madness. Rebels came out from the shadows. Survivors, hybrids, broken warriors. They had watched the impossible happen. Jason Cole had destroyed the signal, and the galaxy stayed silent. The queens never came, because one man chose not to become their weapon. In the quiet afterward, Vera limped over. You're one of us now, she said softly. Jason shook his head. No, I'm not one of you. I'm not one of them. He stood staring out the ship's main window. I'm human. He turned, and now it's our turn to write the future.